So, Elon Musk just dropped a bombshell announcement. Tesla is officially getting into the robotaxi business. Now, on the surface, that sounds a little crazy, almost ridiculous, especially when you look at the competition. But trust me, behind this announcement is a master plan that's been in the works for years. Let's dive in and break it down.
And that's a really good question, right? This whole self-driving taxi thing is incredibly difficult, not to mention insanely expensive. So to really get what Musk is up to, we first have to understand the huge industry that he's decided to go after. All right, so to understand the future, we actually have to go back in time. And our story, believe it or not, doesn't start with Tesla. It starts in Paris with a couple of friends who couldn't get a cab, and the company that completely flipped the taxi industry on its head, Uber. Now, you'd think 2009 would be the worst possible time to start a company, right? The entire global economy was basically a dumpster fire. But for Uber, it turns out this chaos was actually the perfect moment. It was this unique, once-in-a-generation convergence of tech and economics. It was this incredible perfect storm. Think about it. The recession meant there was a massive pool of people looking for work who could be drivers. The brand new iPhone and its app store gave everyone a device to actually call a car. Google Maps was already good enough to handle the navigation, and Amazon's cloud let them scale up globally without having to build a single server. It was just perfect. But here's the thing. For all of Uber's success, for all of the disruption, there's this one huge weakness baked right into its DNA. It's a fundamental economic problem that's part of its core business. And this really shows you the problem in black and white. For every single dollar you pay for an Uber, about 70 cents, poof, goes right out the door to the driver. That leaves Uber with pretty thin margins to cover everything else, which is why making a real profit has always been such a struggle for them. So while Uber was taking over the world, another giant was watching from the sidelines. They looked at that 70% going to the driver and had a pretty logical, if not a little ruthless thought. What if we just got rid of the driver? And just like that, a secret project was born. That secret project eventually grew up to become Waymo, Google's self-driving car company. And their whole strategy was pure, unadulterated tech. They went all in on this thing called LiDAR. Basically, it's like a superpower for a car, using lasers to paint this incredibly detailed 3D picture of everything around it. The way it works is kind of wild. First, Waymo has to send out these special mapping cars to drive around and painstakingly scan everything. Every street, every curb, every traffic light, creating this perfect digital blueprint. Then, the actual robotaxis use their sensors to basically play a high-tech game of you are here on that map. It's brilliant, but it creates this massive bottleneck. The cars can only drive where those super detailed maps already exist. Okay, so this is the real head-scratcher. If Google, with basically unlimited money, the best AI researchers in the world, and a decade-long head start, still can't make this thing profitable, what in the world makes Elon Musk think he can just show up and win? And this is where you have to completely change how you're looking at the problem. See, Tesla isn't just trying to build a better taxi. They're building an unbeatable ecosystem, and they're using a strategy that another tech giant perfected a long time ago. He is literally copying the Apple playbook. I mean, think about it. Apple doesn't just sell you an iPhone, right? They sell you the whole package. The hardware, the software, the app store that all work together perfectly. That's exactly what Tesla's doing here. The robotaxi network isn't really about competing with Uber head-on. It's about giving you a killer reason to buy a Tesla instead of any other EV on the market. And the whole idea, the entire financial model, hinges on this one, frankly, insane statistic. The average car, probably the second biggest purchase you'll ever make, just sits there doing absolutely nothing for 90% of its life. Musk saw that and didn't see a parked car. He saw a massive, wasted economic opportunity. So what if you could change that? What if, while you're at your desk or fast asleep, your car was out there making you money? This one idea flips the whole concept of ownership on its head. Suddenly, your car isn't just a depreciating asset that costs you money every month, it's an appreciating asset that actually generates income for you. Okay, so now we have the three big players on the board, each with a totally different strategy. Let's break down how Tesla's big tech bet could change the entire game. This is the big fork in the road. Waymo is all about those expensive LiDAR sensors and pre-built maps. Tesla, on the other hand, is making this huge, audacious bet. Musk is basically saying, forget LiDAR. Humans drive with two eyes and a brain. Our cars should too. It's a way harder problem to solve for sure, but if they pull it off, the payoff is enormous.
a Tesla could theoretically drive anywhere instantly. And that one technical decision, cameras versus LiDAR, completely changes the business model. Tesla doesn't have Uber's margin problem because there's no driver to pay. And they don't have Waymo's problem because they don't have to buy and manage a giant fleet of cars. They're building this asset-light network where the owners, people like you, supply the cars. It's a model that can scale in a way Waymo just can't. And this, right here, this is the potential game ender. Look at these estimated numbers. Because Tesla isn't footing the bill for the car or the expensive sensors, the cost per ride could absolutely plummet. We're not just talking about being cheaper than Uber and Waymo. We're talking about being potentially cheaper than the bus. So that leaves us with the final, provocative question. This is the ultimate bet that Elon Musk is making. It's a question aimed not just at upending the taxi industry, but at completely rewiring the very idea of what it means to own a car for generations to come.